So I've been wondering what to make a video about for a while now, and it's just a weird feeling because obviously I'm a newbie DM, so it's hard to think of DM topics to talk about because that's the part of the game that for whatever reason I'm more interested in. And then I realize, well, duh, talk about being a newbie DM. A lot of my issue in DMing is that I don't get to mess or tango with players who don't know much about the game, because if I was messing with complete newbies and I was relatively versed with the game, I think it would be a breeze, because D&D is a really, really good game. And if you're messing with people who have never played it and they're just amazed by it, you can sort of throw anything at them that lets them mess with it, and it's fine. But I'm not tangoing with newbies. I'm tangoing with veterans. I mean, one guy's been playing it for as long as I can tell. Uh, his brother is also there, been playing it just about as long as him. And then there's two people who are new to the game, but somehow grasp everything and are insanely good at it. It leads to these, it leads to these really interestingly bad sessions where they're really good players and they really know how to play into the game, so I'll throw something at them very basic, very sometimes even very detrimental, like trying to throw a what's essentially a self-insert character, because that's a good idea, and they deal with the problem spectacularly. Like sometimes they talk their way out, or sometimes they kill the terrible self-insert and stop me from making everything go to hell. But once they do that, my whole roadmap is either destroyed or I have to scrap parts of it or throw improvisational bits in. And I do enjoy improvising as a DM. It's a very fun experience, but it's not fun when you realize, wait, I don't know what the hell's going on, and I just gave them a portal to someplace. I don't know where it goes. How do I stop this from happening? Once I get to that place of sheer panic, there's a very interesting problem because I don't want to throw an encounter at the players because I might accidentally destroy them. But the thing is, if I don't throw anything at them, they're going to go this whole session without fighting anything because they've talked their way out of every encounter, which is great, don't get me wrong. They're great players, it's all fun. But it's so weird because it's such an interesting, such a specific problem to have because the players are too good at playing into my world and too fantastic at making the session more interesting and dynamic to a degree where I just can't keep up. And the problem is that when I can't keep up, I say, okay, I guess you're going to fight some goblins. And they're much too good at this game to have trouble with a few goblins with bows and, what, a scimitar I might throw. I guess that leads me to the point of this video. As much as the video is rambly and insane as this can have a point, it's that as a DM, for me at least, I really can't handle being under the train of the power of the player's will, frantically trying to scratch my way out of the tracks before they crumble all the story. I just can't do that. I need to allow them to have freedom. I need to allow them to be able to move, do things dynamically, make it a sandbox. But I need to be in that train. I need to be in control. I need to have the power to say, okay, we're getting a little off track. I'm going to throw you this encounter. Talk your way out of it. Do whatever, but just face it, and I'll revamp the story of it to fit you. And that's why I need to throw them genuinely interesting, dynamic encounters. Because if my answer to that, to try and get back on the train, is, okay, here's some goblins, and they just saw through them, one, they have a slog of an encounter where they're just, oh, yay, I cut their head off again, great, yay, done. But two, it's not long enough to give me that time to revamp, to rebuild my confidence, to be ready, to rebuild the story a bit. I need to throw them challenging encounters. No, I'm not going to try and throw, what, a beholder at my 5th level party. That would be insane. But, okay, actually I might go with that. But, I need to throw them challenging encounters, at least. Something dynamic, something interesting, something they have to think about, not something they can just say, my charisma score is higher than yours, I'm going to tell you to lead me here, and then I'm going to kill you. because that can be fun, but only when you're thinking, is this going to work? Am I actually going to convince this guy? Or am I actually going to saw this guy's head off? Because it's hard to have fun when it's just permanent, constant fun. It's hard to do much of anything at all that brings you joy if you're just doing it constantly. That's why you can't just have an encounter where you're sawing through heads, unless it's a horde encounter with a whole other dynamic. If you're going to saw through a head, it should be of something that you had to fight with your own sweat, blood, and tears. You found a way to saw that thing's head off, and you went through with it. There needs to be that buildup of stress before you're able to get that release of, how are you going to do this? And then you kill it mercilessly. You need that little panic of, wait, I didn't know he could do that. Why is he biting me? Why is this doing so much damage? Oh no, tank, get over here. Before the tank comes in, takes his head off, and you say, okay, revamp with a healing potion, shoot this guy with an arrow, we're all good. That's why some of the best D&D moments I've ever had have been because I'm at 1 HP. I'm scared, everything is dying, Zappy, please come over here and help. Okay, thank you. That's why some of the best moments are the most panic-inducing, stressful things of my life. Because that's the interesting thing about this fantasy world that we live in, this D&D. Sure, stress hates me. I hate stress. It's constant. Anxiety sucks. But in D&D, in something fantastical, that stress needs to exist to make you into it. If you're just constantly feeling that same head done, how are you going to do this, I cut through his heart and eat it, great, then it isn't as fun. But if you are worried that that monster is going to get a how you going to do this, and they rip out your heart, that is what leads to interesting encounters where you have to think. That's why one of my favorite moments is when I literally had a panic attack during a D&D session, because a devil was definitely going to kill me, until a rogue got a really good sneak score, backstabbed it, I had a good performance score to convince that the rogue wasn't there, boom, devil dead, cool coin gotten, great session. That's also why characters die in this world that is our release, because unless there is that threat, unless there is that feeling that, wait, this guy could totally kill me because he killed the most powerful person in our party 2 sessions ago, then you're not scared. If you think, okay, this guy's been constantly evading us, but every time he's done like 1 damage, let's just kill him, then it's not as fun when you get that kill. That's why characters die. That's why after character deaths you feel, oh god, that guy was nice, man. I wonder what he's going to come up with next. That, I wonder what he's going to come up with next, is the comfort. That's why in stressful encounters, the I wonder what I'm going to do next is the comfort. It's that feeling of, sure, everything is going off the tracks. Our plan is dead. Our cleric is dead. What are we going to do? And then you get to answer that question. Because it's not a movie. It's not a book. It's not, what are they going to do? Okay, they're going to do this. It's, what am I going to do? Wait, I have to think of something to do, don't I? It's that momentary stress, that momentary or long-lasting, oh god, what's happening, that leads to you getting that moment of, this is happening. I'm doing this. DM, I'm going to cast Fireball. And then you blow everything up and you have a triumphant encounter. You have a triumphant tale to tell to all of your D&D friends of the time that you've finally got that last fireball off on that annoying monster. I think that's why the best DMs have all these really interesting tales associated with the characters they DM, such as the infamous Critical Role, like, cupcake with sprinkles that took down what was much more powerful than should have been taken down by that. Because it's that moment of the player thinking, that moment of the player improvising and throwing something out and doing something interesting that allows both the DM and the player to have fun, to have joy, to have genuine release from the stress. Because without stress, there is no joy. Without the joy, there is no interesting moment of stress. D&D is a very interesting balancing act, and the fact is, obviously, someone like me really can't keep that balance well. But the only way I'm going to learn how to keep that balance is by throwing something massive at the party and seeing what the hell happens. So, like, people that are going to play my game, if you're watching this, I'm coming for you.